Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. Today I would like to start by setting up a similar module production setup for speed modules so that we can start to load some of the production that we're setting up with speed modules. Now I have a feeling that blue circuit production is probably not going to let both of these run nonstop, but we'll give it a try. Alright, so we'll simply change the recipes here. So these need to be speed 1, these need to be speed 2. Okay, I can't change that one yet. And speed 3. And then these we can change to speed 1 modules. I don't know if we have any in the network or not, but I suppose we'll find out in a moment. Okay. Let's see here. That's already as far as it can go, so let's I'll do this. Whoops. Okay, so that one goes there. And then I need the blue and the red to go over there. This RoboPort is really in the way. Okay, well I'm going to make a little bit of spaghetti here. Let's see, that goes there. Okay. Oh, no, I can't put it there. There we go. Okay. Okay, so that'll give us half of the circuits going to each of these, so they'll stay relatively balanced. Although actually this might not stay relatively balanced. Because I'm using these red circuits to feed this one. So this side is getting fewer, well they're both getting, yeah, this side's getting fewer red circuits than this side. Alright, so if we're really going to split it equally, then I should just split off the blue circuits here. just the red circuits there. There we go. So, like I said, spaghetti. All right, that should work. Now let's see what we can do to get more blue circuits. More faster blue circuits is what we need. So we can speed them up like that. That will help. Also, whoops. We can, do I have any beacons? No, let me go grab some. Looks like we could use some more green circuits as well. We might need to speed that up. Well, I mean, we don't really need to speed it up. It would be nice to be able to make everything in here faster, but it's not really necessary. What am I looking for? Oh, beacons. I'll just grab some from over here. There. That should give me a lot more blue circuits now. In fact, maybe I can even throw in more productivity modules. What'll that do to me? I'll be at 0.75. Yeah, which is great. See, now we're at speed. We're at crafting speed of 0.75, which is the same as an unmoduled blue assembler. But now I'm getting a 40% productivity bonus. So it's like it's 40% faster with the same amount of material being used. All right, so that'll help a bit. Okay. What have I messed up here? Okay, that's better. All right, so it'll be a bit slow, but at least we'll start to get a few speed modules in. Okay, one thing I did between episodes is I made myself some running shoes so I can just swap armor. And then I can run super fast for when I just want to get from A to B quickly. And then I can swap back when I get to where I'm going and run around at a more controllable speed. Okay, so we've got the iron mine set up and we've got iron smelting set up. The next thing that we need to do is set up a train betwixt the two. So let's do that. I'll grab, I need 4 engines and I need 8 wagons. And let's take that over there. right, we'll go park over there. I've gotten a few suggestions on how to deal with the refueling issue. One of the suggestions was to use the supply line around the outside of the base for a fuel train and have it drop off in certain strategic locations that could then distribute the fuel using belts or bots or something like that. It's not a bad idea. I might do that. And if I did that, then I could still have separate train networks without having to build independent refueling stops on each one of them. And then the other issue here is that this is not right. I only have room for one car here, so this has to be moved out a bit further. That looks like the right place. Okay. Now it's big enough. Let me get these trees out of the way so I can see what's going on here. Okay. All right, so I'll put the train here. And I'm going to hope that this is long enough for the entire train to fit. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait a minute. 1, 2. Damn these trees. I need to get these trees out of the way. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, that's too many. There we go. There's some wood for you. There's some wood for you. And I'll give some wood to these other guys, or to this other guy, just to keep it rolling until I get the refueling set up. Okay, so we will tell this to go to iron 2 until full. And then we will go to iron smelting until empty. And it's telling me right now that it can't go to iron smelting, but I think that's because it's not on the two-way section of the track yet. So let's make it run and make sure that our paths are intact. Okay, this will fill up pretty quickly, it looks like. Okay, yeah, now we can go back. Through the stacker, and then through our little, whatever you call it. All right, let's watch it empty. All the bots are going to start getting involved. And then it goes out. Okay, good. All right, so we can see now that logistic bots, there are 0 available out of 300. All right, so that means that the way we're set up now, all the bots are busy. and there are no spares. So I just want to look around and see how we're doing. It looks like all the machines are running. So with no speed modules yet, it looks like that works. It looks like 300 bots are probably enough. But once we have everything fully moduled with speed, then I think we're probably going to need more bots. And here comes another load. Okay. Looks good. All right, let me get my train up here, close to where I am. Oh, okay. There we go. I didn't want to have that with a condition on it. I decided to limit these with the output slots. Right, and then so we're limited to one full slot on the output, and then it'll also collect up to 100 plates inside the furnace. So once all these get full, we'll still have another 200 plates per furnace, just waiting to get delivered to the requester station. Okay, so this will be able to run for quite a while before that station gets full. Okay, and when the train comes back here, I'm actually going to stop it, and I'll just have it sit here. Reason for that is that if at some point while we're building this up, if I decide to move this or do something to change it, I don't want to have like, well, I mean, I've got 30,000 iron ore here, and soon we'll have 30,000 iron plates. So, long story short, I don't want to end up with tons and tons of material in here that I would have to put into storage and move and deal with. So I'll stop there. I mean, it's still a lot to deal with, but I don't want it to get any worse. Okay. Yeah, so I think my train went back home because I didn't stop it. That's all right. So the next thing I want to do is set up refueling. So let's decide how to do this. I think the idea to have the fuel train run around the outside of the base is not a bad one. Okay. Yeah, so let's do that. And then what I can do is another suggestion that I had, because before I was talking about doing the refueling here. Although I don't know if I said this during the episode or if I was just telling somebody, but I had an idea just to put stops here at the stacker, have the trains come up, stop briefly, for 5 seconds or whatever, every time it gets to the stacker, and then just have fuel loaded. That way That way we could do all the fueling in one place rather than have to fuel here, 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 and so on down the line. So that would be a very compact way to do it, and that would fuel all the iron ore trains going to smelting. But then someone else suggested that if I do the refueling here in the smelter, then I can also refuel the plate trains at the same time. And that might be more efficient, which I happen to agree with. It would be more efficient. The only issue there is that I am going to have each one of these on a separate robot network. So I would still need to have belts going the full length of this thing, or I would need to set up I would need to set up a transfer station in between the robot networks to get the fuel to propagate down. And the way the transfer station would work, like we can simulate it here, for example. Like if we come out to the very edge of this network, okay, I could put a requester chest right there. And then I could put an inserter there. And I could put, well, I don't want to put a storage chest. And then I could put a provider chest over here. Right? And so here, if I request iron plate, let's say, some of my bots will bring iron plate over here. Well, it'll have to be there, actually. It's in the wrong spot for that inserter. And then the inserter will put it over here. So this is a way that you can transfer items from one robot network to another while still keeping them separate. Right, so I could have fuel come over here, loaded into some chests, and then I could just, transfer it all the way down using this transfer methodology in between the robot networks. Or a perhaps simpler method would be just to run a belt all the way down and have the belt pass through each one of these bot networks, and then just have an inserter taking some off the belt and putting it in a chest. I feel like I like that solution better just because it's simpler, and then I don't need necessarily to get these bots involved, except to put fuel in the trains. Okay, so I think I will do that, and I think we shall use rocket fuel. Let's do it on the top side. Okay, so I'll just do like that to make it nice and symmetrical. Fast inserter will do the trick. And then we'll have it request rocket fuel into those chests. And then, whoops, I'll copy the same thing down yonder. And we'll do one here. Actually, let's move that over. And another one there. Okay. That train is going to start and stop there. Okay, and then we're going to have beacons down here, like so. All right, so this will be kind of like the edge. of where I can do it. Okay, so what if I ran a belt down there? Yeah, actually, let's leave. I should probably leave some space. Although the nice thing is if I put it here, then I don't need any other power poles because I can power my inserters off of this. Yeah, so let's do that. And then we'll put passive provider. And I'll limit it to... How much do we want to limit it to? I mean, I think a single stack will be fine. Once the trains get fueled fully, they're really not going to need... They're not going to need more fuel very often, especially if they're burning rocket fuel, because that stuff lasts a long time. All right, let me copy this up here so I can see where the top end of this is going to be. Okay. And so we'll just make this part of the design here. Yeah, I'm fine with that. We'll just limit it to one stack. Okay, and then down here, the arrangement will be a little bit different, but it'll essentially be like that. Okay. So then, let's see. And I think we could just add the train. We could just add the fuel to the supply network, right? Oh, no, that needs to be... Let's put filter inserters. Or actually, let's do this. 1, 2. So that way we can go... That way we can go like that. And then these will just be for rocket fuel. Okay, let's do it this way instead. There. Okay, and if we're going to do it like that, then we might as well have them right next to each other. And of course, I made this so that you need 2 power poles. Oh well. There we go. Okay. All right, so since my train has left me, I'll just put on my running shoes and run back. take long, as you can see. This is with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs. That's the most I can get in with 2 reactors. I don't know if 1 reactor would be enough to power them all. Although it does seem like... Yeah, I don't know, what do these consume? 200 kilowatts each. I've got 1,500, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, yeah, so you do need both reactors. Look at this. Almost out of coal here. Okay, so let's set up the fuel on the supply train. Or supply trains, plural. We'll have to wait for one of them to come back. Let's see. And the one that I need is supply 9. Okay, which is this one. So I'm going to tell them to come back to the main supply station now. And to stop goofing around shooting at alien bases. We'll have to wait for it to come around, of course. Alright, so let's set up some requesters. I'll put in 2 of these so that it loads. We don't need 2. We'll just do 1. So we'll have this request rocket fuel. We'll say 100 in each. Pardon me. Alright, how we doing, guy? Here it comes. Slowly but surely. Okay. Actually, let's back up a bit. Because I need to reconfigure these tanks, or wagons, I should say. Alright, so that's going to be rocket fuel. So we'll load up 100. Yeah, you know what, let's just fill it up. All the rest will be rocket fuel. Okay, and it'll take a few trips before it gets completely full. Since I've only got 100 in here, maybe I should change this to 200. Okay, so now I'm going to send it to supply 9 straight away. And then it'll continue the rest of its route, but that way we can at least get that station loaded and and get that stuff flowing down the belt. Alright, so thanks for the suggestions, guys. I think that's a good one. Take advantage of some infrastructure I already have. It's essentially costing us nothing to add fuel to the supply train, since it already had space for more stuff. And I love it when we can take advantage of something that we've already built to get some extra functionality out of it. Let's make sure this works. Yeah, there we go. And it's going to wait until inactivity, so it should continue to go until all the rocket fuel has been taken out. Oh, we're going to see some fireworks here too. What's it shooting at? Oh, new one. Nice. Okay, and off it goes. Here comes the rocket fuel. It's not going to be enough to fill this belt, so it's going to be multiple trips before this belt gets full. But it's going to take me a while to get all these things built anyway. We're still making iron. And then once this goes, then I should see some of the bots starting to pick the fuel up and moving it around. Like that. Okay. All right, and now we can see that only about 200, well, and falling of the bots are in activity or are in action, and I think that's just because a lot of these chests are empty now. So the iron ore is almost gone. Once the iron ore is gone, then all we're going to have left to do is move the plates around as they get finished off. Right, and I feel like we have enough bots where you have something like this, where you see a low number on the number of available bots, but not quite zero. That's when I feel like you've got more than enough bots to do everything, but you don't have like a ton of extra bots just sitting there not being used. Okay, so now there's rocket fuel there for the train. Awesome. Okay, well that's going to do it for this episode. Let's just look real quick and see how we're doing on speed modules. Okay, there's none there, but hopefully there are some in my train. 3. Wow, so many. What? Okay, yeah. I can see why I've got a problem there. Let's move that there. That's strange. Had that in the wrong... What? Oh. My train didn't reverse like it's supposed to. That was in the right spot. I wonder what happened. I'm glad I got all these things filtered. What? Oh, no. What the hell's going on? Huh. I must be confused here. Oh, yeah, this is that just doing this doesn't reverse it. That's why. I have to go out again and then turn around. Okay, now we can go back in. And we should be facing the right way. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's strange. It seems like this doesn't always work 100% of the time, and I'm not quite sure why. because I've never seen it. I haven't seen it fail yet. Oh, I know why. Because the temporary station got put here. And so when I left the temporary station, it went straight to engineering. It didn't go through my return loop. Right? If it had gone to main return first, and then it would have, or not gone to reverse, and then it would have gone there. So I don't know how it determines where to put the temporary stop. Okay, well, I'll have to be careful of that. In any case, we'll get into more of this stuff next time. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.